Hello, everybody. It's Paul Gowder here from PowWows.com. Wanted to see who's online tonight and ready to talk about a little powwow. Trying something new here. Enjoying the Facebook Live. Let's see, we've got a couple of people on here. Crystal and Margaret, appreciate you tuning in and joining us tonight. All right. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Got a couple of things we wanted to talk to you about. Got some cool upcoming powwows and places we've gone. Just showed a quick little video clip. I don't know if everybody has seen that yet. Let's see if I can cue that up again. We just got back from the Mayetta powwow over there in Kansas. The Prairie Band Potawatomi put on a powwow. We had a good time. It was a couple weeks ago, and saw one of the coolest things. This little girl, looks like she was a cloth dancer. She got out there during the Tiny Tot special, and she truly danced like nobody was watching. Very, very cool to see her dancing. Let's see, here it is. If you haven't watched that video out on our site, make sure you go check that out. Something we could all remember, right? Dance like a kid, just have a good time. That's what it's about, right? All right, Sandy, thanks for tuning in from Michigan. As you join us here on Facebook Live, let us know where you're from. Tell us where you're from, what tribe, where you're watching from. And we're going to talk about here. Let me show you some powwows that are coming up here this weekend. Let's see if I can turn this on for you. All right, let's see here. Well, first of all, let's see. While I have that up, like I said, we went to out to Mayetta, Kansas for a powwow, and had a great time out there. One of the most beautiful spots we've ever been to for a powwow. It was unbelievable. Got a few of our pictures here from that event. They have built an incredible powwow grounds out there in Kansas. The Prairie Band Potawatomi tribe. Our friend Willow was out there. Lots of great dancers. Let's see if we got some other pictures yeah, there you go. They had a beautiful dance arbor. Just a wonderful place to have a powwow. If you haven't been out there, this is definitely one you want to go. It's hot, so come prepared. Bring a chair, bring some water. But a wonderful place to have a powwow. They've done a great job with the grounds. It's definitely one of my favorite places to see a powwow. There you go. That was in the evening. Great sunset. Just a really cool setting. First time for us out in Kansas. We hadn't been out that way before. We were kind of surprised. We thought it was all flat out there, but turns out that there's hills in Kansas. Who knew? Let's see. We'll get to those in a minute. That's another powwow we've been to. So we got a few more people on here. Got somebody from Corinne from Manitoba. Now we'll talk about our trip up to Manitoba here in a few minutes. Some people from Florida and California. Cool. Glad y'all could tune in. Let's see here. So where's everybody heading this weekend? What powwow are you going to hit? Unfortunately, I think I am staying home this weekend. Looks like I'm not going to be hitting one. That's okay, though. We've hit some good ones lately. So let's see, they've got some coming up. First of all, this one isn't this weekend, but it's a good one to know about. If you haven't been up to Wisconsin, this is a really cool powwow. At the Hunting Moon Powwow, October 14th through the 16th, they put on a fantastic powwow. We've been going to that for maybe the past 6-8 years, and this has grown. They used to have it at their state fairgrounds. Then they moved to the casino. They outgrew that, and now they're in a basketball arena, the U.S. Cellular Arena. It's in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, October 14th to the 16th. Really great powwow. If you can make it to that one, I highly recommend it. Let's see. Another good one. Let's talk about some this weekend. Anybody heading to a 4th of July powwow? The Northern Ute Tribe. Here's one out in Utah. Anybody from Utah out here listening? That's a good one. They've got Southern Thunder and Battle Hill as their host drums. That looks to be a good time. Swan Lake First Nations. That's going to be this weekend for 4th of July also. Another good one to hit. The Navajo Nation's putting one on in Window Rock, Arizona. They always put on a good time out there. And here's one we've been to in the past. This is a really good powwow up in Cherokee, North Carolina. Another beautiful site for a powwow. Probably a close second behind Kansas. They got a beautiful backdrop with their tribal grounds there with the mountains. It's one of those places that's kind of cool. It's up in the mountains of North Carolina. It's hot in the day, cold at night. So it gets nice and chilly at night, but it's a good way to have a powwow. You don't get too hot in the evening. They put on a really good show. They got $60,000 in prize money this year. Recommend you check that out if you're in the Southeast this weekend. Let's see. Also got one going on here in Alberta. Any Canadians on tonight? And one more for you. 144th Annual Quapaw Powwow. That's pretty old tradition there. I've heard great things. Want to make it out there one year to this one. But if you're out in Oklahoma, here's definitely one to hit. Also want to let you know, we get probably the number one question that gets sent to us on PowWows.com is, what powwow is close to me? Is there a powwow in my state? Well, the answer is for sure yes. There's one somewhere close to you. If you go to our calendar.PowWows.com, and click on powwow in my state or powwow by state, we have a listing of here every state, and for the Canadians we have all the Canadian provinces too. Click on the link and it'll take you to the listings in your area. I guarantee you there's a powwow somewhere close by. As you just saw, just this weekend I showed 5 or 6 powwows. There's at least one going on somewhere close to you soon. Sorry, my screen's jumping here a little bit, but let's just take a blind check here, and we'll do Hawaii. Who knew there was powwows in Hawaii, right? My wife and I actually got to go to one several years ago in downtown Honolulu. Really great time, and there it is. It's held in October. So look, there's powwows everywhere. No matter where you go, there's a powwow. So you just use that listing on calendar.PowWows.com. Easy way to find a powwow near you. Got a few more people online I want to say hey to. Let's see, Eric from Texas. Appreciate you watching tonight. Emerson also from Texas. All right, so we got some Texas people online. Let's see, Omaha says there's the Omaha Nation from South Sioux City, Nebraska. Yeah, we'd love to come do a live segment with you guys. Send me an email. We'll talk about that. We'd love to do a live stream with you. We got some live streams coming up later this summer. We got Morongo coming up in September. We got Paula Powwow coming up. So definitely some live streams for you coming up soon. Let's talk about another live stream we just did. I know we got somebody on here from Manitoba. So that was another place we just got to hit recently. That's a great powwow. Anybody ever been to the Manitowoc Powwow up in Winnipeg? This year they held it in a new place. It was in the Convention Center in downtown Winnipeg. They moved it from the hockey arena, so no more conflicts up there with the Winnipeg Jets. Moved it to a beautiful, it's an indoor arena, but a beautiful setting. Lots of natural light from the big windows there. So it was really cool. It still had the feeling of getting that natural light instead of just artificial light at some of these other indoor powwows. Here's some photos that we did from up there. Had a great time up in Winnipeg. They also, every year, this year they just had a concert, but usually they have the Aboriginal People's Choice Awards. Here, let me show you some of these pictures that I have. Let me see here. Got some pictures for you from Winnipeg. There we go. But yeah, the powwow is usually Saturday and Sunday, and on Friday night they do the Aboriginal People's Choice Awards. This year they moved their powwow from the fall to the spring, so they didn't have the awards ceremony since they had already had one. So this year they did a concert which was really fantastic. Lots of native artists came up there and did a really fantastic concert. Fawn Wood, one of our friends here at PowWows.com, did a great performance. So here are some of the pictures from there. You can see there the glass behind this fancy shawl dancer. Really cool place to have a powwow. So if you haven't checked out Manitowoc, that'll be held every May now. That is definitely one I highly recommend. We had a good time up there with our friends in Manitoba. All right, so getting some more comments. Who else is hitting a powwow this weekend? Tell me where you're going. Let's see. We've got some more people tuning in. Sandy's heading to Mount Pleasant, Michigan, July 29th, 30th, 31st. Yeah, I've heard that good things about that one. OJ is from Phoenix. Cool. And Margaret, she's recommending the Howard County Powwow in Maryland, July 23rd and 24th. So there's some other events for everybody to check out. Also wanted to do a quick thank you to the members of Powwow Nation. If you want to help support PowWows.com to bring more content like this and help our live streams and help the site grow, if you head on over to PowWow.com, you can help us out, and we actually give out some cool awards if you join the Powwow Nation. We've got a few members we want to thank tonight. Arthur Farrell, we appreciate you supporting us. Marvin Frazier, Hap Culp, and Kenneth Font. They are the latest members of Powwow Nation, and we really appreciate their support. It really helps us put on our live feeds, and we're trying to hire some more writers and photographers to bring you even more content. So if you could head on over to PowWow.com and help support us, we'd really appreciate that. Let's see. One more thing we wanted to talk about too. I know lots of people are planning their powwow travel. We have a great resource for you. If I can pull it up here, my internet is slow tonight. Sorry about that. I hope, is the live feed looking okay? How's it looking? If y'all let me know. So if you head on over to travel.powwows.com, we have a cool resource there. We actually have a few sponsors there that will help you plan your powwow travel. Motel 6 gives everybody who's a PowWows.comer a special rate if you book your rooms through this website. You get 10% off, which can help with his powwow trips. Of course, you can use it for non-powwow trips too. Just book through travel.powwows.com. Advantage Rental Car. If you are flying in somewhere and need a car, they have special rates for PowWows.comers. And if you just need another hotel, if you're looking for something other than Motel 6, which that's not always available, check out our TripAdvisor search. Another sponsor of the website that can help everybody out. All right, got a few more people tuning in. We appreciate it, everybody. Margaret Williams from Licking, Montana. Cool. And Eureka, California. And thanks, Gregory. I appreciate you letting me know. It does look okay. Cool. Testing out new software tonight and doing this whole process of Facebook Live this way. Hadn't tried this before, so was worried about the quality, so I appreciate you letting me know. We're hoping to do this as a weekly show, and we're looking to do this at about the same time. Let me know if this time is good for everybody, or if you recommend a different time, maybe Wednesday nights. And we're hoping to bring you some interviews too in the future, so post in the comments, let us know who you'd like to see interviewed on the show. Let's see. All right, I mentioned that we have some webcasts coming up. Anybody out there watched any of our webcasts before? Have you tuned in and seen our live streams? Our last one was at Manitowoc. I hope you've enjoyed it. We had a really good webcast from Albuquerque at the Gathering of Nations Powwow. We'll be there again next year. So let me tell you the powwows we're going to be at, broadcasting live. Let's see, we are heading to all right. The next one we're doing, we are heading to the Palo Powwow coming up later this summer. September. I'm having trouble reading my own website here. We'll be at the Morongo Powwow in September. We'll be at Hunting Moon in October and Choctaw Casino Powwow in December. Make sure you subscribe to our newsletter or follow us on Facebook to get all the updates on that. You can watch live. We will stream all of those powwows fully live. We'll bring you all the dancing and singing from those. And if you have a powwow out there you want us to live stream, tell the committee, tell them to contact us and get us in there. That would be really cool. We'd appreciate that support. All right, where's everybody heading? Let me know where you're heading this weekend or the rest of the summer. My summer so far, like I said, we went to Mayetta, Kansas, and Manitowoc, and I'm hoping to hit a couple of North Carolina powwows later this summer, maybe even some here in South Carolina. All right, and while we're waiting on this post, I wanted to show you, we really did have a good time out there in Kansas, and actually have a couple of videos here to show you from Prairie Band Potawatomi. They had some great dancers out there. This is the men's chicken dance competition. So yeah, some really great chicken dancing out there in Mayetta. And one of the cool things that I really enjoy when I get to travel around to do these webcasts is I really like going to these different locations and seeing some of the local dances that aren't necessarily powwow dances, but some of the local flair. When we go to Morongo out there in California, really enjoy getting to see the bird dancing. That's not something we get to see in a lot of other places, and that's a really cool style of dancing. So later this in September, make sure you tune in to our Morongo webcast so you can see the bird dancing. But in Manitowoc, it was really cool. Again, this year, they have a jigging contest from the Métis people. And our sound's not working on this video. But there's some of the jigging. These young folks practice and have some incredible routines. There we go. There's the music. I'll let you watch a little bit of that. So yeah, that was the jigging contest up there in Manitowoc, and Gregory, you getting out the heat and heading to San Francisco. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I'm down here in South Carolina, and we have, with heat index this week, we have been up to 113 degrees that I saw this week. So yeah, definitely want to get out of the heat and head somewhere cool. Post in the comments too. Let me know what's your best tip for staying cool this summer at the summer powwows. One more video I wanted to show tonight. This is really cool. We were up in Manitoba, like I said, and they brought out the families of the missing and murdered Native people there in Winnipeg, and they asked the jingle dancers to surround them and dance for them. This was a really incredible sight to see. I know the families really appreciated that energy and that dance and that song. one of the really cool things I got to see this year. Look at that sight of all those jingle dancers surrounding those families. Really, really cool sight. So I know the families really appreciated that. It was great to see the committee take time to do that for those families, and just to give them a little added prayer, a little extra energy there, because I know they're all struggling with their loved ones being either missing or murdered. That's a real problem that needs to be addressed in Indian country. On a lighter note, here's another video from Manitowoc. Wanted to show y'all some of the other dancing that went on up there. It was really, really cool that the way they had this dance arena done. Even though it was indoors, like I said, with those windows, it felt like we were outside. All right, another little clip there. Got a couple more powwow updates here. Appreciate it. Dennis reminds everybody that Lame Deer 4th of July powwow is going on, and they got a stick game tournament too. That'll be cool to go to. Uh, Thanks for the update on United Tribes. Another great powwow to hit. That's coming up in 3 days. Starts Friday. Uh, let's see who else out there. Vicky's on her way to Cherokee, North Carolina. Oh man, I really wish I was going to that. We thought about going up there, but we just got too much to do here at home. That's a close one for us, so I hate that we're not making it to that one. Michael asked, are there any powwows near St. Louis? I don't know if there's any this weekend, but definitely, like I said, check out our calendar. In fact, let's do it live for you right now. Let's put the powwow calendar to the test. St. Louis, Missouri. Let's see what we can find for you, Michael. We got some in September. There's some in July 15th through the 17th. That's somewhat close to you. It's not in St. Louis, but it's close. So there's a few going on this summer. There's one you just missed it, June 17th and 19th. So there's some out there in Missouri. Definitely something to check out. And that one I was talking about in Mayetta, Kansas, that's pretty close to you. Go to check out that one too next year. All right. Well, everybody, I appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed this Pow Wow Talk with PowWows.com. I really thank everybody for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to our newsletter to get all the updates, or like us on Facebook And we really appreciate it if you could share this with all your friends. Let's get as many people as we can connected and keep the word spreading about these great powwows. Thanks, everybody. And again, we appreciate you tuning in for us this week. And we'll be doing this more often. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you down the trail.